What's going on, Ambitious Vets? Welcome to episode number 28 of the Ambitious Vet Show with active duty Navy and founder of Defender Fitness Alliance, Reden Dionisio. Welcome to the Ambitious Vet. My name is Chris Hoffman, Marine Corps combat veteran turned passion-driven entrepreneur. Now, guys, we're here to dive into the trenches with today's top-performing military veterans that were once warrior-made but are now passion-driven. Now, guys, as they share their stories, their failures, and their journeys of what it took, we just hope that this unlocks your secret formulas to living a more impactful, meaningful, and top-performing civilian life. What's going on, veterans? If you guys found your way to listening to this podcast in your car, if you're just sitting at home, or if you're just looking for a little bit of motivation to kickstart your day or keep yourself going in the afternoon hour, guys, we considered you an ambitious vet. What does that mean? Is you are a new breed of veteran that's really looking to equip yourself with the tools, the strategies, and the network to create an impactful life out of the uniform. Guys, if that sounds like you, if you got a big vision but are realizing very quickly that you're getting met with big adversity out of the uniform, we want you to come over to Veteran Empowerment Transition Group and join the brotherhood, the sisterhood, and the camaraderie that we so desire outside the uniform, to where we can actually network. Develop the tools, the insights, all that, guys, to get us out there into the trenches out of the uniform and not have our credibility leave us when we get out of the uniform, but really get out there and create an impact, guys. We have over 570 ambitious vets that are coming together inside that tribe right now. We do weekly live interviews with influencers like Reden. In this episode, where you get real-time engagement, ask questions real-time with these influencers. And don't forget the special offers that we're going to be providing as we move over in 2019, guys. With that being said, guys, if you are an ambitious vet, you must be an action taker. So be an action taker and get over to Veteran Empowerment Transition Group, and we will see you there. Okay, so vets, we got Reden Dionisio on the show today. Reden has an amazing story of coming over to the States literally with nothing, where he shares inside this interview where he came over with his female cousin's shoes. Guys, think about the criticism and the grit and the passion that has led him from that point to now serving over 14 years in the Navy, to now taking on his next mission, which is building a huge health and nutrition community to promote and build influencers in the arena, and sharing men and women who serve stories through his apparel brand. I mean, for any of you ambitious vets looking to build a personal brand and be known for anything around the health and fitness arena, Reden is going to be your guy. He's one of the most networked guys I know personally inside the fitness community as a veteran. Now, guys, he's targeting this thing as veterans, law enforcement, and first responders. Guys, so if you guys want more information, look at the show notes below. I will connect you with his contact information, website, all that good stuff. Guys, don't forget to download his 8 free tools for personal trainers that they need to actually start your own business as well, guys. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in to Reden Dionisio's story. Let's go get it.
Hey, Chris. Well, first off, thank you for that awesome introduction, man. And even though you butchered my last name, I'll forgive you.
I knew it, brother. You say how you actually pronounce it, man, just so I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, it's Dionisio.
There it is, brother. So awesome, man. So thanks for, really coming on the show, man. I know you got a lot of shit going on, first and foremost, man. And what I want you to do is I want you to fill the gaps within that introduction, man. Tell us a little bit about who you are, who you are outside of doing all this badass service stuff that you're doing for the fitness community and also our nation. Who are you as a person, man?
Yeah. So, you talked about what I'm doing now in my service. Just to give you and your audience the background of my personal life, I was born in the Philippines. My parents and I, and my brother, my family, we immigrated to the United States in 1990. I was 7 years old, and basically when we first got here, we didn't have much of anything. We stayed initially with relatives and pretty much just bounced around houses and apartments and stuff until we got settled down and eventually got our own home and stuff like that. I like to tell the story where when I first got here, we lived with my cousin. She was a female cousin, and I didn't have much. Like I said, I didn't have shoes.
Wow.
So I had I can remember this. I wore her shoes, and she's a girl. It's a girl shoes, but I remember getting made fun of for that. But we made do with what we can. Like I said, we moved around. Eventually settled in Central California, and that's where pretty much I went to finish my schooling. Went to high school, and also I did college. I did community college for about a semester, and I was like, this is not
It's not for you.
no. Yeah, at the moment, man, like I wasn't very serious with school, even though I wanted my education, but I didn't want to waste at the time I was very dependent on my parents. I was still young. I didn't want them to waste their money on me, if I wasn't going to take that seriously. So I was looking for other avenues of what I can do, and I looked into joining the military, and I joined the Navy from there.
Wow. Brother, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So you went from girl shoes to combat boots.
Yeah. So I joined when I was 19. Went to boot camp. I went to boot camp in Great Lakes. I'm a Navy corpsman. Went to boot camp in Great Lakes. Did that for a couple months. Went across the street actually to our schooling for we call it A school for the corpsmen, and that was about 3 months in Great Lakes, and that was during the winter, which pretty much sucked because that was like other than that one time we had snow in California where I lived, that was my first time dealing with snow, and I was not a fan of snow. Being from California. So
right.
But after that we at that time it was around 2003, and we all know what was going on around 2003. You had Iraq, and we were in Afghanistan for a couple of years before that.
Absolutely.
So I went to back then it was called Field Medical Service School. Now it's called Field Medical Training Battalion. It's basically a schooling for Navy corpsmen, basically teaching them the basic skills to be with the Marine Corps. They're not only teaching us about trauma and first aid and treating Marines. It's also teaching us how to be basically a Marine.
Right.
Carrying rifles, going on humps in Pendleton, which I don't know where you were stationed at, but you got the hills of Pendleton out there, which
ankle breaker. Remember ankle breaker? Oh, I remember that one. That shit sucked. I don't know the other one.
I think there was one we referred to. I don't know if it was actually called it, but we referred to it as cardiac hill. Where you're like literally like just going up the hill and you're like face down, not even trying to look up.
Really? My gosh.
But I went to that training for, I think it was by that time it was around 8 weeks. And from there I found out, before that I found out I was going to 29 Palms. The day of my graduation, actually I had my LPO, which is a leading petty officer in the Navy. Him and another corpsman picked me up, took me to 29 Palms that day I graduated, and pretty much the next day checked in. And, I was assigned to a line company. I was with 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, Charlie Company during my first deployment, Suicide Charlie. For those of you guys don't know, a little history, the same battalion and company were John Basilone and Chessie Puller.
Yet. On now.
Come on.
It's huge.
That's history right there.
Hurrah.
And, just not even 3 months later, I was going to Iraq for my first deployment.
Damn, you just went right for it, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, brother, I mean, I appreciate you, man. Coming from the Philippines, coming from nothing. I mean, all my Filipino friends that I served with were some of the most driven individuals I've ever met in my life, man, because coming from nothing, I mean, all you want to do is come over here and prove yourself. Right.
Right.
And you know what it's like to come from nothing. And when you know how to come from nothing, there's never a sense of entitlement. It's always a sense of like, I got to earn it. Right.
Right. Being an immigrant and coming here, in the Philippines, when they think of the States, it's like, heaven, close to heaven, because you have so many opportunities. I mean, who could have thought someone like me, being in the same group as you guys, becoming an entrepreneur, becoming a leader of a community of veterans, in the health and fitness industry. I could have never imagined, but I mean, here I am, doing what I love and helping other veterans along the way.
That's huge, man. That's huge, man. That's incredible what you're doing, man. I'm seeing you from a distance. I'm sure there's a few people inside this tribe that are following you and are part of you and are part of some of the other tribes that we're part of and are kind of seeing what you're doing. It's really awesome. What I love about it the most, man, it's very heart driven. Like you're really coming from the heart versus like, I got to go make money. Right. And there is a difference. But before we kind of dive in with what you're actually doing, I just want to say shout out to Juan Ramiro. He's actually the vice president of marketing for Lendit, which is a huge software app for rental, personal items and stuff like that. We got Christopher Harrell live with us, a few other people. Thank you guys for joining us live. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and drop those in the comments below. For dropping any golden grenades, go ahead and drop those as well. But guys, I want to dive into Reden now transitional story, man. Tell us a little bit about your transitional story and, how that process all unfolded for you.
Well, I mean, I'm actually still in, so.
Oh, that's right. So anyways, not that, but I mean, really like, how are you able to like build your passions and make time? Dive us through the accountability and the process of actually, building a business and building a passion-driven life while you're still serving.
Yeah, I've always had an itch to become, to have my own business, become an entrepreneur. I think I get it from my mom. My mom had so many side businesses, along with what her job and stuff. But yeah, and like I said, I've thought about businesses and doing businesses, and finally, just one day, I was like, instead of thinking about it, I just went ahead and did it. I just dived into it, and one of those was, like you talked about earlier, was the apparel brand. Funny story. It wasn't actually called. This is probably one of my biggest mistakes. One of the learning lessons when I first started. It wasn't called Fortiset Fidelis in the beginning. It was called something else. And, just being real and telling your audience, I had to change it. The name that I had originally was trademarked. It wasn't another apparel brand or anything. It was just another company using the same, phrase or name. And, had to make a change, and actually you had him as a guest here a couple weeks ago, Andy. I found Andy on LinkedIn and reached out to him, and we kind of went over some things, and finally made the change, and here we are.
Nice, man. That's so important to get your own distinguished brand. And getting that locked in. And I actually hung out with Andy yesterday at a networking event up in Orange County. The guy is actually going to be a speaker at the Military Influencer Conference.
Right. Yeah.
You making it out there?
Yeah, I'll be there, bro.
Nice.
You going?
Yeah, I am. I'm setting up an exhibit table out there, man. I'm just going to promote this show and then just kind of some things that we got rolling out with programs and stuff like that. But that's awesome, brother. And So you created this fitness brand. I mean, how did you find your passion while serving, man? Because obviously you're serving, you're a corpsman. I mean, obviously, you know, you're serving Marines and stuff like that, right? And it has something to do with health. But how did you start finding this like personal brand, this identity of wanting to start this fitness brand inside the uniform? Can you tell us about that? Like, what was your why? Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, being in the Navy, for almost for 14 years, almost 15 now. You know, had a lot of deep appreciation for what we do, what, you know, the sacrifices that the guys do, not only the guys, but the family members as well. And I wanted to just find my own way in to somehow highlighting that and, you know, basically putting them in the forefront, and you know, basically telling their story within the brand. And that's pretty much how I came up with the name Fortis et Fidelis. You know, just a little history on that. Semper Fortis is like the unofficial motto of the Navy, which means always strong, always brave. And you know, obviously Fidelis, Semper Fidelis with the Marine Corps. And most of my time in the Navy has been spent with the Marines. And you know, I have a deep love and appreciation for the guys in the Marine Corps. Definitely, especially with the guys that I serve with and those that we've lost. And you know, I just wanted to find a way, in my own way, you know, to highlight their sacrifices, and that's how pretty much came about it.
That's awesome, brother. I love the fact of sharing their stories, right? That's selfless in itself. That's service in itself, man. Creating a brand that's not backed by you, but backed by the warriors that serve us, right? Like really getting their stories out there, promoting them, and really giving them a platform to have their voices heard. I mean, that's really what we're doing here with the Ambitious Vet, is giving guys like yourself that have a huge vision, a platform to just speak on, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of perception out there, especially in the civilian world. You know, like, I mean, we've talked about this many times with other vets. It's like, you know, we're not broken, right? We're not all this like, you know, weak and stuff like that. There's guys out there that are putting their lives on the line every single day, and you know, at the same time taking care of their families and doing what they can to defend our nation, right? And you know, that's just wanted to put that out there.
No, absolutely. We're not broken. We're not weak. And what would you tell, you know, a veteran that's serving right now? Because I was one that got out, but even when I was in my process of transitioning out, I was doing cognitive behavioral therapy. And we all know when you're doing therapy, you know, they're kind of telling you, hey, you are broken, you have post-traumatic stress, you have, you know, generalized anxiety disorder. And they had me doing like thought records and stuff. So what would you tell a veteran that's out there that's kind of just identifying with, quote unquote, I'm broken? Because that's a big thing out there in our industry right now, is this whole thing on I'm broken and living in our glory days. Because obviously, man, you served 14 years and it'd be easy just to kind of lean on that title. But brother, I mean, you're ambitious. You're out there like really taking on bigger projects outside of just your service. And brother, I served. It's hard to take on other commitments while you're serving, especially when you're working with the Marines. We're always shaking and moving. So like, what would you tell someone that is like, you know, in that process of feeling that they're broken, feeling like they can't, you know, like do bigger things because, quote unquote, they have post-traumatic stress or anxiety or whatever? What would you tell them, man?
Yeah, my message would be, don't let what others people tell you what you are or what you have define you. You know, just I guess block out the noise. You know, go do what you're passionate about. You know, no matter what other people say. I think it all comes down, Chris, to mindset. You know, mindset is everything.
Yep.
One of my favorite quotes is, if you think you can't, you won't. And if you think you can, you will. So you just gotta
bring it, baby. That's a golden grenade. Come on.
Yeah, you just gotta block out the noise that, society or, whoever else is putting that out there on you, right? Don't let that define who you are, and do what you love, man. Do what you're passionate about. Do what drives you.
Yeah. No, 100% agree, man. I feel like if you have a big vision, you're passionate about something, that pulls you forward, right? Emotions are not real, man. I tell any ambitious vet that I'm coaching or whenever I'm doing my transformative work at Landmark, I tell anybody, if I cut you wide open, I can't see tired. It's a thought. It's mindset, like you said. Like, it's literally created in your mind. That exhaustion is coming from a disempowering thought that you have yet to identify. So we got Andy Nelson, man. We just gave you a shout out, brother. Andy Nelson just joined up. He says, Fortis. Thanks for joining us, brother. We gave you a big shout out. We're excited to see you speak down in Orlando, Florida at the Military Influencer Conference. We got Bonnie Silver. Boom. Saw her yesterday. She's launching a book, huge spiritual guru and just an amazing veteran leader. Just launched a veteran beer club up in Orange County, guys. So if you guys are located up around there, definitely connect with Bonnie Silver. Big deal. And Juan Ramiro says, I dig the unique name and connection you bring with Navy and the United States Marine Corps into your brand. He's a former Marine. Of course he digs that.
Hey, shout out to you guys, Bonnie. You said Juan and Andy. Hey, Andy, congrats on that speaking engagement, by the way.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's huge. He was excited about it too. He's just like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to speak about. It's definitely going to be around trademarks.
Right.
It's cool thing about him is, man, anything he says is like gold anyways. Everyone hangs on to every word that he says. So, brother, diving back into your brand, brother, I mean, it really is. I love where the heart is and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, what would you say your biggest challenge is with keeping and growing this brand while serving? Like, what would you say your biggest challenge is, and what has been your biggest failure and adversity building this brand?
Well, I mean, you said it, with me being still serving, maintaining the brand and keeping up with the production side of it as well. Right now it's just me and, my wife, shout out to her. She helps out every now and then whenever she can. But as far as for me, my biggest challenge is just me with me still serving, running this apparel brand and leading this group of veterans in the health and fitness industry. Like I said, I'm all about just promoting veterans, and if there's any way I can do that, I mean, I'll do what I can. But yeah, I think for me, time and, with me being in the service, that's my biggest challenge.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. No, because that's super important because, a lot of veterans, they want to start passions. I get private messages from the people in this group and all the time. They want to start something while they're in so they can transition right into their passion driven life and all that. So I think it's super important for veterans to share authentically, right? We all say, oh, we're badasses. We can perform at high levels and all that. Yeah, we already know that we're executors, right? But that's what we're trained to do. We're headstrong. We know how to execute. But it's really good to get authentic and real so someone can actually identify with you, right?
And just to put this out there, Chris, first and foremost, I'm in the military. That's my service comes before anything else.
Yeah.
Before any of my business ventures. I raised my hand and swore to protect this country of ours, and that's my first priority.
Hell yeah, brother. I fucking love that, man. I love that. God, I love you, brother. I love your humility. I love your heart and all that. Andy says, always love hearing Reden tell his story. That's my guy. We got a number one fan, brother. And then Charlie Phillips says, holler. And Charlie Phillips says, how much gross year to date right now?
With the apparel? Is he talking about the apparel?
I don't know. Charlie, what are you talking about there, man? Just in general? And then as we're waiting for that response, what I want to dive into is man. I mean, obviously I'm big into personal development, professional development, stuff like that. So, right now, as you're building this brand, what is your routines? What are your structures? How do you manage all this, man? How do you manage a family, a wife, this company, growing it. I mean, I see you interviewing like fitness influencers all the damn time. I mean, you're all over the place. How do you manage it all? Like, dive us into your routines, your rituals, habits, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things I've learned being in the military is discipline, right? You got to have that discipline in the military and obviously in your business ventures. So what I do, well, I mean, every day is a challenge, but my plan is, or my routine is, every morning I try to get up around 4:30, 4:45. I do a couple hours of work with either the apparel or the group, the community.
Yep.
And by 7, I'm on my way to work to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
By 16:30, 1700, I'm back home. By that time, I'm either with the wife, and then we eat dinner. And basically back to work with the business for a couple hours, and just go to sleep after that. I mean, it's all about like I said, discipline and putting the time in, making use of each and every hour, each and every minute of what you have in this earth, man. You just gotta, if it's something that you want, you're going to do whatever you can to accomplish that, right? You're not going to let anything get in the way. You're not going to let your excuses get in the way. Every day, like I said, is a challenge, but just don't quit, man.
Yeah, brother. I love that. I love that resilient story, man. That's great. So you can have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both, right?
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. I love the hustle up at 4:45, grinding and then hustle and then making time for the wife. I mean, that's good, man. But I think a lot of veterans don't understand what it actually takes to build that lifestyle and the discipline that it takes for that to happen. So thanks for sharing that, man. So, brother, I mean, really, I want to dive into, this brand, because did the alliance come first, or did the branding company come first, and which one branched off the other?
The apparel company came first. That's been up for about just over 18 months. And
Nice.
actually, we're in the same the tribe and the council and stuff. The group actually came about this past mid-January, and just been slowly building that. Like you said, every Wednesday, every week I do an interview with one of our defenders, one of our members in the group. Just basically, talking about their transition, talking about their passion, what they're doing outside of the uniform, and promoting that and putting that out there to our audience.
Nice. That's awesome. I think a medium of like interviewing influencers and up and comers in the industry is so important, not only to build an audience, but to really have people come in and provide content that you can't provide. Right.
And it's content that you can reuse, even with the interviews that you do, you can turn that into, a podcast later on, or maybe a blog, talk about what, their struggle is as, whether that be an apparel company, supplement company, nonprofit foundation, whatever it may be, you can repurpose that content.
Huge. Repurpose is one of the most simplest, cost-effective marketing strategies that I just recently learned through the mastermind that we're a part of. That I was like, holy cow, how did I not know this shit? Right? But that's awesome, man. I love that you're doing that. I saw those up, and like you've been really, really creating an impact for your community with that. So that's awesome. So, man, what's the vision for what you're creating right now? Like what is the end goal? I mean, what do you see with this brand that you're creating?
Yeah, my ultimate goal with the Defender Fitness Alliance is basically helping out military veterans who are personal trainers, gym owners, help them scale their fitness business, right? The end goal would be having some sort of an annual summit or conference where we can bring in our defenders, everybody in our group, whatever business that they have, put that and highlight that in our conference, and just bring in, like you said, influencers within the health and fitness industry that can help them out and promote their business. That would be like the ultimate goal right there.
Right. I love the promotion aspect of it, man. And I love this whole vision of the end goal of bringing everyone together. I think that's huge. And I think you're doing a great job in the initial stage of actually building an audience. You're doing really good with this. You got a great story and you're speaking from the heart, and you're extremely humble. And I love that shit about you, man. Charlie Phillips he's like, I love hearing this, but I'd love to know more about investment opportunity. Like, he's really intrigued by what you're doing, and he wants to know, like, gross year to date. He said yes in the business, and he wants to know about investment opportunities. So can you talk a little bit about that? And I'm sure he'll comment on if he's unclear. Anything that you have to give around that?
Charlie, you said?
Charlie Phillips, yes.
Yeah, Charlie. As far as investments, basically, I've started this with my own money. I haven't reached out to any investors or anything like that. And as far as like ROI, honestly, to be honest with you guys, I haven't had any.
Yeah.
I've been up in the business for about 18 months with apparel. I'm still waiting to see the return on that.
Good. Yeah, man. No, I 100% and on the same damn page with you. I mean, I think the first initial stage is building an audience, position yourself as an expert and a credibility. And I think bootstrapping is one of the best ways to start a business, period, especially when you're creating a lot of info products, because they have the highest profit margin, right? And I would add, and I hear a lot of people even telling me right now, as I launch this ebook and I'm about to launch my first major program, is they're just like, yeah, you should get investors so you can go all in right now. I was like, yeah, but if I go and get $100,000 right now, if my mindset doesn't know how to keep $100,000 and properly invest it, how long am I going to keep that? I want to earn $100,000 in my business first.
Right.
Then I know I have the mindset to effectively, diversify it. Right. Yeah. So that's my mindset around the whole thing.
And it's just even more satisfying at the end when you've, earned 6 figures or 7 figures, to know that you started this on your own, with your own, like you said, just bootstrapping with your own money.
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
No, brother, I'm on the same page, but Charlie Phillips says, what could an investment do for your company?
Put the apparel in the eyes of more influencers out there, which I'm looking into, just connecting with other influencers and other brands similar to mine. I'm actually been working with one of the big apparel brands in the fitness industry, and see how they can help me out with the production aspect of it.
Yeah. No, I got it. That's kind of how I'm building. I'm building very guerrilla marketing with even my brand, brother, is I'm doing a lot of influential, interviews just like this and utilizing their knowledge and all that good stuff to actually gain the skill gaps and all that kind of stuff to kind of get my brand out there and their intellectual property to actually get where I want to be a little bit quicker. Okay. So Charlie says he started with $1,000. Good for you, brother. So if you want to actually connect with Reden and you want to know more about what he's up to, definitely PM him. He would love to chat with you more. Maybe you guys could kind of create some kind of collaboration, because I know Reden is open to that. Andy Nelson says, Reden, you and Charlie need to have an expiration chat offline. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey,
so,
man.
It sounds like Charlie's extremely interested in your story and kind of how he can help collaborate with you. So that's what I suggest. So, brother, I want to kind of wrap this up, and I want you to give give us a call to action. How do we find you? I know that you're offering a free gift to any aspiring ambitious vet that's in the fitness industry, passionate about the fitness industry and nutrition. How do we find you, and what is this free giveaway you're giving to ambitious vets?
Yeah, the giveaway. If you guys go to Defenders with an S, fitnessalliance.com/fitness operator guide. That's fitness/fitness operator guide. It's basically for those ambitious vets who are looking or aspiring to be personal trainers, it's just 8 simple tools that you'll need to start your personal training business. Nothing fancy, just the tools that you need to start your fitness business. And if you guys want to connect with me, you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Reden Dionisio. I'm not going to spell that out.
No, man. And I'm not going to try to pronounce it again.
Right. And if you guys want to know more about my apparel brand, you can find that on Facebook at FRTSFDLS. And on Instagram, it's FDLS_FDLS. Nice. And also the Defender Fitness Alliance, check that out on Facebook and Instagram as well. Defender Fitness Alliance.
Perfect. Brother, I'm going to post your website in the comments below right after this. If you want to post all those links in the comments below, feel right ahead to go ahead and do so. Brother, I just want to go ahead and acknowledge you, man. Acknowledge you for being someone that served over 14 years, keeping up with Marines, man. That's not an easy tool, man. We are hard to deal with. And really building 2 brands and really standing for our community in the fitness aspect of it, and really helping promoting guys that are just trying to get traction, like a lot of us, man. I really acknowledge you for who you are and what you're creating and your story. Your story is amazing, man. So thank you for being on the Ambitious Vet Show, brother.
Hey, Chris, thank you for having me on. And thank you to the ambitious vets out there that are listening to this right now. And like I said, if you guys know of any veterans in the health and fitness industry, just make sure you guys have them join the Defender Fitness Alliance.
Absolutely.
There you guys have it. Episode number 28 of the Ambitious Vet Show with Reden Dionisio. Guys, as always, I'm going to go ahead and drop in some afterthoughts inside the episode. So guys, one of the biggest things I took away from this whole episode is how Reden has just literally willed himself to success. One of the biggest things I've learned through interviewing probably over 200 top performing veterans out of the uniform now, and also have served in the Marine Corps, is the will is the first step towards developing skill set. See, with Reden, he developed tons of will through coming from the Philippines, literally wearing his sister's shoes, and started to just really take advantage of opportunity and create platforms to catapult his brand, his success, and all that. And what I love about what he's doing is he's creating a platform to pull people up to where he's at and beyond. And I love what he's creating as far as, once he gets out of the Navy, he's probably already going to have this thing 10 times more than where it is now. And I'm just really excited for what Reden does, guys. So just always focus on your willpower and where you guys are most passionate about. Take massive action. Just understand that skill set will catch up to your will. You just got to take action. That's my biggest takeaway from this episode. So guys, as always, guys, your feedback is the lifeblood of this episode, guys. Go and rate and review this podcast because it allows us to attract more higher quality guests for you guys to have better practical and actionable content to get out there and start creating that life that you want to be creating out of the uniform, right? That's the whole mission of this whole podcast. Guys, if you have any feedback for this podcast, any guest suggestions, anything like that, please email me, choffman@vettrainingcoaching.com. There's 2 F's, 2 N's, guys. We're on the verge of a whole new platform coming in 2019 with this podcast and beyond. I'm excited to launch it. And if you guys are not already inside Veteran Empowerment Transition Group, go get there now. Get some new early insights of what's going on. And if you're a military podcaster, you're going to want to email me now before you miss out on this innovational and disruptive opportunity that I'm creating in 2019 for military podcasters. So guys, with that being said, we already know that you're warrior made, but to become passion driven, get out there and apply just one golden grenade in the next 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 years, guys. Run your marathon. Don't run a race. You will be living that top performing civilian life. Let's go get it.